Hello and welcome to FatBoss Weekly, Season 2, Episode 6.
Hello.
For the people who don't know, FatBoss Weekly is our weekly news show where me and Alex talk about gaming shit that's important to us.
Yes, and there's a lot of gaming shit that's been important to us, Lawrence. And starting off with the Blizzard Stream Awards that we was talking about last week that a lot of people were angry about. But either way, the winners have been announced now. So big ups to all those people.
Yeah, you can see them on screen now, but we will put a link in the description if you guys want to go check them out and congratulate them.
Yeah,
and
I think it's a really good thing, like, once again, to iterate on it, that this whole thing has gone through the Blizzard Stream Awards, even though people were mad. It's still an overall good thing for the community.
Definitely.
So, big up Blizzard. Don't stop now, even though people were like, meh.
Even though Twitch were the people who paid out.
Were they? 100%.
Yeah. Blizzard paid nothing.
Really? But either way, it's still a good thing. I don't care. Blizzard and Twitch, keep doing what you're doing.
In other news, Lovers in the Air is out. Yay!
I know, it's such a romantic time of year where you log on all of your level 90s over and over again to try and get that big pink rocket mount. That's what Valentine's Day is all about,
exactly,
Lawrence.
yeah.
It's just staying home, grinding out a mount that just won't drop for 2 weeks, and then getting very angry and probably unsubbing. So, yeah, but nothing new is actually out for Love in the Air 2014.
What a surprise.
So, yeah, they haven't really bothered to add anything else, just like with the Lunar Festival. But if you do need to go do your achievements, now's the time to go and do them.
And enjoy.
Yeah, enjoy spraying everyone.
Fuck this event.
Yeah, spraying everyone with perfume and shit. God, wonderful.
Now, because Love in the Air has just came out, Blizzard subs have actually gone up.
I don't think it's a direct correlation.
I think it is. WoW
yeah.
subs have actually gone up 200,000 this quarter, which is, I think it's the first time, apart from the very, very start of Mist, that subs have actually gone up. They've always gone down since the release of Mist.
And the thing is, it's like, subs have gone up. Okay, let's look at what was released that quarter. Nothing.
Yeah, so I'm a bit confused as to why the subs have gone up.
No new content, but people are coming back. I guess it's Warlords of Draenor hype,
Yeah,
like
it probably
preemptive
is.
Warlords of Draenor hype, maybe. Or maybe just people are just coming back to the game. I have no idea, but that's a good thing for the game.
Yeah, exactly.
Definitely.
The more people who play this game, the better the game will be. So
Exactly.
the more money they get, the more funding they get, the better the content will be. So, that's the idea, at least.
So that's a good news. Good news, everyone. Wonderful.
In less good news, depending on who you are, the Scroll of Resurrection is going to be retiring.
Yes, a very old Scroll of Resurrection now. It's all feeble. They need to take them to the retiring home and then out into the forest and shoot it.
Yeah.
So yeah, the Scroll of Resurrection is retiring. And Blizzard has said, the time has come to bid adieu to the Scroll of Resurrection. It served its divine purpose, but like most scrolls, it only has so many charges before it loses its magics and crumbles into ethereal dust. So that means that they're killing it off. For those who'd like the chance to use the scroll, you have until February the 18th before players are no longer be able to send the invitations out. For those who have an invitation outstanding, that's still good for 30 days from the time it was sent, after which point the invitation will expire and the benefits will no longer be able to be claimed. So,
which means that if you are still after the mount from the Scroll of Resurrection, you've pretty much only got a week to do it.
And you got to find someone who hasn't had an account active in X amount of time or something. So, yeah, quickly search for that. But to be honest, I imagine Scroll of Resurrection is going to become really redundant with the level 90 thing.
I think that's the reason why they're doing this. And I mean, there's been updates on the Battle.net website recently about Warlords of Draenor. They've been adding Warlords of Draenor support and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So you can probably see that, yeah, the Warlords of Draenor, like, you'll be able to pre-purchase that pretty soon, which means the level 90 boost will be involved with that. And I think they want new players or even old players. I mean, because if you get the Scroll of Resurrection, I think you get a level 80 boost.
Yeah, it is a level 80
Something
boost.
like
you
that.
get a free level 80 boost. To
I've never used it, so I don't really have any personal experience with it. But with the level 90 boost coming out, they probably want more players to use that rather than the Scroll of Resurrection.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
the Scroll of Resurrection don't even cost anything, apart from the people having to pay the sub for you to get the bonus. But, yeah, they want people to buy the level 90 boost, it seems. But yeah, so that's happening.
So talking about Warlords of Draenor, Lawrence, the Garrisons. Oh, the thing I'm just most excited about Warlords of Draenor for, there's been more previews of them, which is really, really awesome. And what they've done is that they've showed images of the Alliance Lumber Mill, both upgraded Part 1 and Part 2, which is pretty sweet, as well as the Alliance Mage Tower with Part 1, 2, and 3 of their upgrades, and the interior of the Mage Towers, which is really fucking cool.
The interior looks amazing.
It does look really good.
It looks very detailed. It looks like they've spent a lot of time doing this. They've also shown, I believe it's the Alliance Dual Crafting building, which also has like two upgrades to it, as well as the Enchanting building. which looks pretty damn good. I think these buildings look amazing, and they've also shown that like a building that I didn't really understand. I think it's like a general goods building.
Right.
It might even be some sort of herbalism building. Looking at these crates, they look like they're filled with herbs, but it doesn't really look catered towards herbalism. It's maybe one of these NPC buildings that like generate food, or maybe have quests to go do herbalism or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, they look pretty sweet. And it's really cool that they are showing us this preview. Yeah,
it's mainly Alliance-based at the moment, but I imagine that's because they're mainly developing like one side before the other. I imagine.
Yeah, but they had given us a Horde stable preview. They said they are working on the Horde stuff right now, and that's the Horde stable there. It doesn't look as good as the other stuff, I must admit, but it's probably still very, very early.
Yeah, this is all beta.
This isn't even beta, so yeah.
Well, yeah, exactly.
It's like alpha, basically. So they're still going to be working on all this stuff anyway. There is a link in the description. You guys can go see these buildings on the WoW website if you want to, and there's also like a blog post between the lead game designer and the lead arts designer. I can't remember the names off my top of my head. I'm fucking useless. This is Chris Menson and someone else. Don't know who the art guy is. Go read that if you're interested in all this shit, and it's a good read. So moving away from WoW, our friends on Twitch, all of our viewers, have sent us in beta keys.
Yes, a lot of people sent us in beta keys for the Elder Scrolls Online beta that just happened just the past weekend, and I managed to play it. I spent maybe about like 8 hours on it.
I haven't touched it.
You didn't touch it, so you have to do it another weekend, Lawrence. Yeah. But either way, without saying too much because you're not really supposed to, I thought it's actually quite good. But a lot of people were saying, like, a lot of people were comparing it to WoW. It's the complete wrong thing to do. Even though it is an MMO, it's a completely different type of MMO. It's very hard to explain. It seems very much more to do with leveling and stuff, and like all that kind of good stuff, rather than the end game. I can't really see how that kind of thing's gonna work. But I really did enjoy the actual beta. I thought everything was very well done. I think WoW could learn some stuff from it. Like, there wasn't killing bears and all that sort of shit for bear asses. Like, I thought it's
very story driven.
It's it's like Skyrim, but a multiplayer mod. It's like a big new world it's just like Skyrim multiplayer. So I thought it was really, really good. I think it's well worth checking out before you make any decisions about it. Because I think a lot of people just say, fuck it. And there's beta keys everywhere on the internet. You can easily find one. So when there is a next beta weekend, I highly recommend going to check it out.
And it doesn't seem like your traditional MMO. I don't think it's even right to class this game as an MMO. From what I've seen and how it's being played, I mean, obviously it is an MMO.
Yeah.
It's not multiplayer online game.
It's just not a WoW MMO.
Yeah.
It just seems it's very different to the way WoW is. And I saw, like, when I was streaming, someone linked me a video of this guy saying how it's going to destroy World of Warcraft. And the video was just 12 minutes of saying how the game is different to World of Warcraft, not how it's better than World of Warcraft. So I'm just like, it's a completely different game. It's so different, and I think before anyone makes any judgments, you should really go and check it out, especially because it's free. If you can get a beta key, you can try it out before it comes out live.
But if you're someone who enjoyed Skyrim, would you enjoy this?
Yes, it's just Skyrim, but online. If you really enjoyed the way that Skyrim worked, I think that you would really enjoy the way that the Elder Scrolls Online will work. There are differences. There are some things that are removed from Skyrim to go into Elder Scrolls Online because it just wouldn't work in a multiplayer environment. But it was generally, considering it was beta as well, and like there's a lot of people on the servers, it was mainly a stress test, I imagine, because of how many keys were given out. But it functioned overall really, really well. Of course, there was bugs and shit because it's in beta, but overall it really, really functioned really well. So either way, I'd recommend trying it out for the next time, guys. It was good.
Well, if it's Skyrim Online, I'll definitely buy it.
Well, yeah, I would recommend trying it out first. Yeah. But yeah, it does look promising either way. Now, moving on to the part of the show, we look at our mail.
You guys know how it works. Send in your mail to us on Twitch, Facebook, and on Twitter. Send in your questions, your pictures, your shit art, all that sort of stuff, and there's a chance you'll be featured on next week's show.
And the first one comes in from Blake, who says, "Hello, FatBoss. I would like to know what your favourite dungeon to do is and why. My all-time favourite is Shattered Halls." Thank you very much, Blake. Thank you, Blake. Oh, favourite dungeon.
It's a good question, but it's really difficult to answer, I suppose.
I don't know. I really do like Garrisons.
That's not a dungeon though. That's a raid instance. Unless he meant raid instances.
Well,
and
dungeons,
dungeons,
I suppose.
Well, we'll include everything then. Yeah, Garrisons was good though.
I really did like Garrisons. It's like my first proper raid that I ever did. I've got a lot of love for that place.
It's just so quirky. Every single boss fight in there was stupid and silly.
Yeah,
and it was just very light-hearted and fun, but it was also quite challenging at some points, especially because it was like the first instance in TBC.
Yeah.
You didn't necessarily have like the gear for it early.
I went in there with PvP gear on a Shadow Priest. I had no idea what I was doing. I was like, I don't know, 12 or something, so I had absolutely no idea what was going on. But I really like the instance, like the way that like you got like a theater area and like a stables area, and then you've got like all this random areas, and it like suddenly turns into like an arcane place, and then it's like a library. It's just so much to it. It's a very diverse instance, whereas you can like maybe take something like Throne of Thunder. Yeah, fair enough, you go underneath, but it's all a bit gloomy and crap. Whereas Karazhan is all a bit
just
weird.
The theatre event. That thing was brilliant. That was
theatre
so
event
good.
is pretty good.
That's so good.
So yeah, I'd say Karazhan. What about you? You can't have the
I
same
can't say
as me.
Karazhan as well, can I?
Yeah, you gotta have a different one.
Oh, you made it so easy with Karazhan.
Yeah,
though.
I love Karazhan.
I don't know what my all-time favourite is. I can't really think right now on the spot. I'd say AQ40 was very high up in the list.
Alright.
I wouldn't say that I'd like to go back and do it again now, but at least my memories of doing it back in vanilla, I had very fond memories, because I just felt like the boss fights in there were really, really good. Now they're a little bit simple maybe, but back then they felt really epic. I mean, I think it's probably the 40-man environment that kind of helps.
Yeah.
Where it feels like you're a massive team and this boss is a right fucking badass and he's really hard. But yeah, I mean, if that content came out now, it'd be a joke. But yeah, I don't know. I'm still not sure. But yeah, I'd say EQ40 for now.
Well, thank you very much, Blake.
The next question comes in from Marco on Facebook, who says, "We are currently raiding 10-man Siege of Orgrimmar Heroic, and currently we have killed 10 out of 14 bosses. And I know that the fights that are coming up are getting much harder, and the mistakes that we do will become way more costly. At the moment, we have one guy who's behind the whole of the rest of the group in terms of skill and effort level. His gear is more than enough for the fight, but the numbers aren't even close to the level that it should be. We're a casual guild, and we kind of have the goal that everyone plays mentality. But how should we tell that person, thank you, but no thanks, in a polite way? What do you guys reckon we should do?"
Ooh, this is tough. This is very delicate situation we have here. The problem is that you're kind of saying that you're a casual guild and everyone gets to play, but it seems like you're a little bit more than just a casual guild. If you want people to be, when you are raiding, it seems like what you've said, that you actually really want to try, especially because you've got 10 bosses down. That's pretty good for a casual guild if you're a casual guild. So I imagine that your raid team does really enjoy raiding and does want to do well in raiding, and maybe you didn't explain that to everyone when they first joined. Yeah,
I mean, the most important thing is when you're raiding, no matter what guild you're in, no matter what situation you're in, it's important that you're raiding with people that have similar goals. And ultimately, this game is selfish because you're paying for it, so you need to get out of the game whatever you want. So if you're unhappy with the situation that you're in, either the rest of the guild, in your situation at least, the rest of the guild is in the wrong guild, or that one single guy that you have a problem with, he's in the wrong guild.
Exactly.
So you need to make a decision. Do I kick this guy, or do we go somewhere else and raid somewhere else because we want to raid hardcore?
I can just imagine 9 people leaving this one guy in the guild because you're all too polite to say sorry and fuck off. You'll just fuck. Oh, that would be amazing.
But obviously that isn't realistic, so you have to get rid of this one guy, but then you need to make it clear to everyone else that this is how the guild works. We're obviously not a casual guild because we want to get rid of this guy who's dead weight. I mean, whereas if he was a casual guild and this guy was dead weight, you'd be like, oh, it doesn't matter, we're a casual guild, we enjoy his company, we enjoy raiding, it doesn't fucking matter if he's shit, we'll just carry him. That's a casual guild's mentality. Usually. So, yeah, you need to kind of make it clear exactly where you stand, and you probably want to speak to this guy, and you need to say, look, you have to be brutally honest. Like, you have to say to him, look, this is how it is, you either need to improve, or you're gone.
Yeah, exactly. Like
that's the only way you can do it, because there is no nice way of saying to someone, you're shit, we don't like you in our raid team right now because you're not pulling your weight. So you either have to get better or improve. You have to be honest.
Yeah, there's no nice way of saying sorry.
You can't sugarcoat it.
Yeah.
So,
or could you please just try and improve your numbers a little bit? No, you just say you're not pulling your weight in comparison to your gear. You need to sort it out because we want to clear the content. That's what you got to say. And if you can't sort it out, then we have to find someone else.
And ultimately, if there is a big problem and they start, you know, if a situation happens,
drama.
If drama happens, then make sure that you have a replacement lined up before
before you even tell him. You just You just got someone already sitting in the sidelines, so as soon as he says, well, I'm not too sure about this, it's like, right, fuck off, let the other guy in. But the main thing is, if you do that, you invite the replacement into the guild before you kick that guy, just to let him know that he has been replaced immediately.
There you go. Guild Leadership 101 by FatBoss.
But yeah, in all seriousness, you just need to tell them. You just need to say, look, you're not pulling your weight, we want to do this, and we can't do it if you're not putting in the effort as everyone else is doing. So that's really what you got to do in that situation. But thank you very much, Marco.
That's all we got time for this week in the mailbox section. Sorry, it's a little bit short, guys. Make sure you do send in your questions and all that shit to us on Facebook, Twitter, and on Twitch. And we will see you next week.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks.